Hello everyone, myself is Sagar. Welcome back to another video. We are solving SQL 15, the lead code. So far we have solved all 13 questions. Today we'll be looking into the next set of questions, that is confirmation rate. Okay, let's see what the question is. So it says that we have a table called signups, okay, and it has a columns user ID and timestamp. So user ID is unique for this table. So that means no duplicate records, and each row contains the information about the sign up time for user ID. Okay, what this timestamp is nothing but at what time the user has signed up, it shows that timestamp. Okay, next is confirmations, is another table it has. So it again has user ID, timestamp, and action. So let's see what does this mean. Okay, it says that combination of user ID and timestamp. Okay, what it says, combination of user ID and timestamp is a primary key. So combination of these both column gives us a unique values that cannot be duplicate. Okay, now user ID is a foreign key to the signups. That means what? This is a foreign key for this table, that is sign up, that is a primary key in this particular table. Okay, that is straightforward. Now next, what it says, action in enum category, action in enum, that is nothing but newer this one. So what it says is either a type of confirmed or timeout. It says it is either confirmed or timeout. Okay, next, each rows of this table indicates that user with the ID, user ID, requested a confirmation message at the timestamp, and that confirmation message was either confirmed or expired without confirming, that is timeout. Okay, what it means, the user has requested some message at that time. If that message was confirmed, it came as confirmed. If it was not confirmed, it came as timeout. That's a simple thing. Now what we have to find out, the customer rate of a user of a number confirmed message divided by total number of requests confirmation message. The request rate of the user that did not request any confirmation is 0. Round out to the 2 decimal. Okay, write the solution to find. So what it says, if a particular, say we have a user ID and he has requested 3 times or 2 times he has requested. Okay, let's take 2 times he has requested, and the first time if it was confirmed, it will consider as success. If it is timeout, it will consider as not success. If it is confirmed, it will be 1, and if it is not confirmed at that time, it will be 0. Now confirmation rate, what he's saying, is nothing but the number of confirmed message divided by total number of requests. So now what this user is doing, ID2 is requesting 2 times, but it is only confirmed 1 time. So at that time, what it will be, 1 divided by 2. That's what we are considering. Whenever it is confirmed, we will take it as 1. If it is not confirmed, we'll take it as 0. Suppose this user ID has requested for 3 times and the third time it got confirmed. Now what we'll be doing? We will be adding these all things. That will be 2. But how many times he requested a message? That will be 3. Now 2 divided by 3. Whatever the percentage is coming known as confirmation rate. And that we have to round off to what? 2 decimal. That's what the question says. I hope you understood this question. But we'll understand more detail when we are trying to solve. Okay. Let's see the data. Okay, so we have a signups here. You can see here, and we have 3, 7, 2, 6. These are the user ID and what time they have signed up. Okay, now we have confirmation table. For 3, you see 3, he signed in, and this both combination is unique. You can see here. So this is a different sign in time. This is another request or message request time. At both time, it was not confirmed. That's the reason we got timeout. Now what it will be? Now 0 here and 0 here. And how many times he requested? 2 times. Any 0 by anything will always come as 0. So will be the confirmation rate will be 0.0. Now next, what? 7. 7. Now 3 times he has requested and all the time it was confirmed. That means what? 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3, divided by how many times he has asked, requested? 3 times. Count. That will be 3 by 3. 1. Now next is 2, where it says confirmed is 1 time, that will be 1. Here timeout is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, divided by 2, that is 2 times he has requested, that will be 0.5. That is a confirmation rate. And like you can see here, 6 has not at all confirmed anything, so we have to keep it as 0. Now that's what even explanation explains. So you can go and see this explanation once. Now how to solve this? So what we will be doing, we'll first join these two tables and try to get how many many are the confirmed and how many are not confirmed, we'll just make use of case statement where we'll say if the action is confirmed, we'll take it as 1. If it is not confirmed, we'll take it as 0. That's it. So let's see how we can do this in our, let's take this data in the Excel sheet and let's join and see how data comes and how we can that. Okay, let me open this. We have this as a, what we can say, this is nothing but first table, that is sign up. Okay, the second table is confirmation. So let me take here. Okay, this is sign up. Now what are the two main common columns we can see here? That is user ID. So what we'll say from sign up, let's say S has a alias name, S dot user ID will take here, user ID from here. From this, what we'll take, again we'll take C as a alias and say C dot user ID from here we got, and we'll take another one. What is important, we have action, that is what we have. And let's say one more, we'll say count. We'll say what is this, whenever there is like confirmed, we'll take it as 1. That's the reason. Or else we'll say confirmation, we'll say confirmation rate, we'll say confirmation underscore rate. For that we'll say something. Okay, now let's see. Now 3 matches with 2, 3, right? So let's bring that. 3 matches with 3 in the second, and again third. So here it will be 3, and both time it was timeout. Let's take time out and timeout. Okay. Now let's see next. This will come later. Next we go to the next column. That is 7. Sorry, next record, that is 7, and we have what? 3 matching records. So it will be automatically 7, 7, and 7. The same thing will come from the side of the table, right? It will come here and it is all confirmed, right? We'll say confirm for all these 3. Now, next 2, what it matches? It is matching with these 2 records, right? We'll say 2 from here and 2 from these 2. So that will be 2 and 2 and 2 here, since it is matching. Now, what here we have? 1 is confirmed and 1 is, okay. Now 6 we have at left side, that is non-matching record, whereas in right side we don't have any matching, so it will be null, and there is no action also, it will be null. Now we got this. Now what we have to do, we have to group by this user ID, yes dot user ID. We are grouping by this. So now let's, if we do group by, now we get only this part, right? In this, we'll try to find out what we'll say. If the case when action is equal to confirm, take it as 1. Now it is no, or else we'll take as 0. Now what it will be, 0 here and 0 here. Now for this, now what we'll do sum of these things divided by number of times, that is count of users ID, that is nothing but the number of times he has requested, that is this number of times he has requested, that will be 3, 3. The number of times, again I will say confirmation, the sum of confirmation divided by number of times the user has requested, because the confirmation is coming from here, right? The requesting part is coming from the confirmation table. That's the reason we have to take this seed underscore user ID for dividing purpose. Now it will be 0 divided by anything is 0, so we'll take rate final, we'll say rate final, let's say 0 for this user ID 3. Now this 3 will take. Now for 7, when we group by, there is confirmation is 3. So whenever there is confirmation, we'll take case 1, 1, 1. Now what we'll do, sum of these 3, that will be now what? Sum of these 3 will be 3 divided by count of time the request, that is 1, 2, 3. Now when we do that, it will be 1. 3 divided by 3, it will be 1. Now next group is 2. When we go here, now the confirmation for this will be 1 and for this it will be 0. Now 1 plus 0 is 1 divided by number of times he has requested, that is count of 2 in this group, that will be 2. So 1 divided by 2, that will be 0.5. Now here. Now it comes here. Now for this particular case, when we say, we can take another case, whenever there is null, wherever there is null, we'll say count of user ID. If it is null, we'll directly take and go and say it as 0. It's a simple. I know it is a bit a lengthy process, but we can go and see the solution. I hope you understood what is we have to implement. Let's try to implement in the SQL and see how we can find the solution. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, now what I said, let's select, since what we need the output, we need only user ID. So what we are going to do, we are going to select from the first table s dot user underscore ID. We got it. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to make use of case statement. I say case when first, what we do, we try to check for the nulls and say if it is null, we'll just take it as 0. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find the, what you say, confirmation rate. I'm going to find. That's what I'm going to do. Now, case when is null. So what is null? Is null of any column you pass, any column of is null you pass, and if this column, whatever the aggregation or whatever we do for this column, if it is coming as null, we can pass some default value. Then that particular column for that record, it will take that record. So if we say, suppose whenever for that column it is null, and we say if it is null, you take it as 0, it will end as 0. Now, what we'll say, even is null of count. Now we need count, right? Because why I'm saying count, we are doing count of this, right? The number of users of count. So we'll say count of what, which count we are doing. We should not get confused here, because what, we have two user IDs. One is s.user ID and c.user ID. The c.user ID is coming from what? Confirmation. Who is requesting? We need to count that. So what we have to do? c.user ID underscore user ID. If it comes as comma 0 equal to, you equate it to 0. If these all things, then we'll take as 0, then 1, then 0. Okay. When is null of count is 0, we'll take it as 0. That's what it means. Else. Now, what is else part? Okay. Else part is nothing but, we'll say we'll go and do what we are going to do, sum of these things we are going to do, right? What we are going to do, sum of confirmation. When c dot action is confirmed, then we're going to take it as 1. So what we are saying, sum inside that case when c dot action, okay, c dot action equal to confirmed. Okay, c dot action is equal to confirm. Then what we say, then 1 else 0. That's it. And okay, now got this sum. Okay, but what we have to do, we have to divide it also, right? Now, one more thing they have said, to round it to round it to decimal, right? To round it, we have to first cast this to, this is integer. Now we need to cast to first float, and then we have to round it. Let's say cast of this, whatever we are going to get, as float 80. Okay, cast of this as float. Now divided by, we have to divide it by what? Count of user ID. This is what we are doing, right? Count of this user ID, c dot user ID. So that's what I'm going to do. Divide it by count of c dot user underscore ID. Okay? Now, this whole thing we have to do what? Round it to 2. So what we are going to do? Round function we are going to use, and whatever it's coming, comma, round it to 2. And what we say, end has whatever this table name, information rate. That's what case statement will do, right? First we'll do what? In case statement, case when some condition, this condition is satisfied, then you take this value. That's what I said. Case when is null of count is 0. When this count is 0 is equal to 0. Now we are saying what? From this we got some value as 0. What we are saying, count of user ID, if it is null, you take it as 0. Now this condition, if it is equal to 0, then what you do? 0. Now we have condition. If it is 0, then we are taking as 0. Else, again we can write what case statement, case condition 2. Now this condition, if it is not satisfied, you go into next condition. When else, case when condition 2 satisfied, then take value. So now what happened now when we did case of this? When case of this confirmation is 1. Okay, if it is 1, you take 1, else 0. That's what I'm saying. If it is not confirmed, you are going to take 0. That is what we did here. This 0 we are going to consider. Okay, then what we are going to do, then we are ending this, whatever the values that is coming, you end has this column. That's what we have done. Now from what, first table is what? Sign up table. First is sign up. Okay, yes. Left join of what? Confirmation is the next, that is C. Okay, on condition is what? User ID s dot user ID equal to c dot user ID. Next, what I said, right? We have to group by. Since we are grouping by, and then we are doing this calculation, right? So what we have to do? Group by of what? That's also important. We have to understand, we are going group by of the number times the user is having. Okay, some user we need, right? So that's the reason we have to do group by. Okay, we have to understand that also. So if we don't do group by, how we can understand, right? Now you can't do group by in the C of user ID. Why you can't do? See, if we do group by here, now for 6, there is no value. It can't find out for 6. So that's the reason what we have to go group by of this underscore ID. So is there any order? So any order we can give. So there is no need to run. Now let's run this and see whether we get a exact results or not. I hope you understood this. Okay, there is some slight syntactical error. Okay, let me see in keyword case. Okay, where did I do the error? Okay, I didn't know I missed the comma here. This is a simple mistake. That's it. I just missed the comma there. Okay, again it's showing an error. I'm missing one bracket, so I might have put extra bracket. Let me check that. Where did I do? This is the first bracket and is ending. This is the second and it is ending here. Okay, it should have ended here. Okay, now let's see. Small. This bracket is here. Count of is this. What is for this? Let me